All right, welcome to your practice. We'll start in a seated posture and start to focus on the breathing. Using the breath first, just to notice your posture, any stiff areas in the body, places where we're holding. About lengthening the inhale and lengthening the exhale. Lengthen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. A couple more. Just let your forehead get a little heavy. Kind of let it hang in front of you. Start to breathe into the back of the shoulder blades. Just kind of lean your head over to the left a little bit. Breathe into the top, back, right. Lean your head the other way, over to the right, so you can breathe in the upper left back. Concentrating on letting the breath move into the body awareness. Come back to center. Grab your knees and you can gently pull with your hand just a little bit. And start to lift your chest and chin just slightly. Feel where the breath can go as you do this action. Front, the front ribs. Receive the breath here. Good. Let the forehead grow heavy again. Walk the fingers back behind you just slightly, so the chest has fallen down. Pull the breath into the back, mid-ribs. Take your left wrist and cross it over your right knee. Get a gentle push 2 or 3 times, just a very gentle push. Then sort of pause and breathe. You breathe into the right chest, left side rib. Good. Come back with the hands behind you. Let your forehead hang again. Breathe into the belly, into the back mid-rib. Take your right wrist over the left knee. Into the left chest. Back to center. Drop your body forward a little bit, any amount. Don't reach, don't struggle, just hang. Receive the breath. Try to pull your shoulder blades apart a little bit by widening your elbows. Now back up, interlock your fingers, stretch up to the sky, look up through your hands. Breathe up to the side ribs, the front body. Good, let's scoot forward. Let's come down onto our backs.
Bend your knees so your feet are flat on the floor, and then just pull the right knee into the chest. Not with your hands. Your hands can be by your sides, your muscles, and then stretch out your right leg towards the ceiling, and then lower the leg back down. Let's pull the left leg into the chest. Stretch the foot towards the ceiling, and then back down. Let's go again. First side. Extend it out, and back down. Second side. Pulling it in. Using the muscles, warming up the hip flexor. It's the part that moves the leg. Reach up to the sky, and back down. Good. Pull both knees up at the same time, not using your hands. And then drop them back down. Both knees into the body. And then back down. Both knees in. And back down. One more round. Good. Take the right knee up and hold it in the right hand. Pull the right knee out wide towards the right shoulder. And pull the knee across the body any amount. Stretching the outer hip a little bit. Sort of aiming the right knee towards the left shoulder. Now let's release the leg down. Let's go ahead and pull the left leg up. Sort of pull the knee wide towards the left shoulder. And across to the right shoulder. And back down. Take your arms overhead. Make them like a field goal post or interlock the hands behind the head, whatever feels good to you. Push down with your feet in an effort to slide the shoulder blades down your back as you lift your hips up a little bit. Just trying to stretch out the back of the neck, top of the shoulder. Lower down, try it again. Just try to feel that the body sort of like gripped and hugging into the mat so you can stretch through the upper back area, back of the neck. Lower down. Good. Pull your elbows in next to your ribs. And then, so your fingers or your hands point straight up above your elbows. And now push down with your elbows and start to take your hands out like they're gonna come towards the floor. Feel how that opens the front of your chest. Breathe here. And relax. Let's do it again. Push down with the elbows. Pull the hands out wide, opening across the chest as you breathe. And relax. We're going to do one more round. Push down with your elbows. Pull the hands wide apart. Opening across the chest. Excellent. Come back to center. Take the left knee up. Let's take it all the way across to the right for a twist. Roll back to center. Let's take the right knee up. Take it all the way across for a twist. Roll back up. One more time, pull both knees into the body. Put each hand on a shin or behind the knee and pull the knees wide. And start to draw a circle with each knee. So the circle comes together, then the knees go apart, and the knees come back together while you're drawing two circles, one with each knee. Let's reverse the direction. Noticing your hip joints. Using your breath to stay sensitive. Feeling in the core of the body. Good. Pull the left knee in. Stretch the right leg out. Keep it above the ground. So the right leg is off the ground, but it's straight out. And then pull that right leg in and send the left leg straight out. So a little bit of a core work here. Nice and slow. You're going to pull the left knee in and the right leg slides out like about 6 inches off the ground. We're going to alternate. Left leg out, right leg in. Right leg out, left leg in. So to go at your own pace or as I cue, you're going to switch and breathe. Switch and breathe. Try to feel and listen to the body. Switch and breathe. Last round, last set, switch and breathe. Switch and breathe. Good. Let's place both legs down. Just rest a moment. See if your breath can naturally be a little deeper than when you started class. Good. Pull the forehead up so you're staring between the knees. Hold it for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and lower down. Rest your hands by your sides or reach your fingers towards your knees. Inhale, curl up and hold it. Keep breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lower down. Last round, curl up from the forehead towards the knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Lower down. You can rock a little bit. And either roll to your side to come up or rock forward. Once you come up, you're going to roll over your shins and come to tabletop, hands and knees. Hands and knees, just take a moment to sway your hips side to side. Now try to break the hips a little more steady and think about swaying the ribs side to side. Try to feel the difference. Before we're swaying the hips side to side, now we're swaying the ribs side to side. Good, let's practice cat-cow. So press down through your hands, press down through your toes, open the chin and the tail. Exhale, pull the rib up high to the sky, let the head and tail hang. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. As you round, exhaling, rounding, pull the navel, pull the belly muscles in towards the low back. Emphasize it. Good. Inhale. Lift. Exhale. Pull the navel in. Lift it up into the spine, into the back. Inhale. Lift.
Exhale, pull it in. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Good. From here, you're gonna pull your left knee in towards, try to touch your nose, and then place it back down. Pull it in, try to touch the nose, and place it back down. Exhale, pull in. Back, that's number 3. 4. Back. 5. Back. 6. Back. And relax it. Second side, you do the right leg. On the exhale, you pull the knee in towards the chin. Exhale, 1. Back. 2. Focus on your breathing. 3. 4. 5. 6. And back down. Excellent. Let's sit back towards our heels with our hips. Come down to your forearms or elbows if you'd like. And just relax here a moment, stretching out the back. You get your forehead to the floor. You're welcome to roll on your forehead side to side. And then when you're ready, you'll come forward to lying on the belly. Point the toe behind you. You're going to press down on the mat. Put the hands under the shoulders. Press down on the mat and push the hands forward. They're not moving forward. They're just pushing forward to help draw your shoulder blades down the back. Gentle cobra, so the elbows are still very bent. And that pushing forward just sort of gears the top of the chest up. And let's lower down, turn our head to one side. Press down with the hands, push forward, gear up. Breathe here, stabilizing. And then turn the head to the other side. Inhale, gear up, cobra. You're gonna try and lift your hands off the ground 1 inch and hold the pose, breathe. If you can, you're gonna slide the hands along the floor, straight out in front of you, 1 inch off the ground. Breathing. Good, pull the hands back underneath the shoulders, place them back on the mat, and turn your head to one side, relax. Keep breathing. Deep breaths, absorbing the pulse of the breath into your state of mind. Press down with the hands, push forward, gear up into a baby cobra. If it's available, you're gonna hover the hands. Stabilize. And slowly slide the hands like they were mist on the lake. All the way out, all the way back. Replace the hands and lower down, turn the head. Relax, keep breathing. Bend your knees so your toes are in the air. Just drop your legs side to side. So you're just taking your feet, kind of like windshield wipers. They don't have to get to the floor. You're just sort of keeping your hips gently rocking. And those leg joints, hip joints kind of rotate in their socket. Good. Tuck the toes. Push back up. And sit back. Inhale, curl up, arching the spine. You're going to step and lift your left leg up as high as it'll go. You can turn open to the left, lifting that left hip up. Draw a big circle with your knee. Reverse that circle. And come back to neutral. Take the right leg back, draw that right leg up as high as it'll go. Bend the knee and draw a circle. Reverse that circle. And replace. Step your left foot out wide off the mat. A 45-degree angle. Just lean into that knee. Then sit back a little bit into the right hip. Starting to stretch and straighten that front leg, a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Let's just do that again. We're going to lean into that left knee, the front knee, on a diagonal. And then sit back into the right hip. One more time. And sit back. Let's place that leg down. And change that leg out. Stepping wide with the right foot, you're going to bend that right knee. Listening to the joints. And sit back into the left hip. Listening to the hamstring. Bending. Just creating that rocking sensation, creating stability in your joints as you move. Letting the muscles only work hard enough to stabilize. Never overworking, never adding tension, but using the musculature to release tension. Step back. Walk the hands back. So we're in a kneeling position. You can bring your hips above your knees. Let your head get heavy so the back of your neck is long, and you're going to shrug your shoulders up high to the sky. And let them relax down. Shrug the shoulders up high to the sky. Relax them down. Link it with your breath if you weren't already. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, relax. Inhale, shrug. Relax. Last round. You've got blocks, you can put them at the front of your mat. Here you go ahead and step your left foot forward again. Just focus on leaning into that front knee. Just see where can you put weight and still maintain strength and stability in that knee joint. We don't want to overstrain our knees. So you're bending, maybe over the toe, over the ball of the foot, wherever you can. And then lift your back leg up a little bit. See if that changes how much you bend your front knee. And let's lower back down. And then sink the hips forward as you start to lift your chin up. Push down with your hands to help support the movement. Breathing, now pull your belly muscles in and up. Squeeze the glutes a little bit for stability. Good, let's lift up that back leg, step back into a plank pose. You can have your, maybe it's like a halfway between a plank and a down dog. It's not full plank, it's not really down dog. Your hands are just sort of in front of the shoulders a little bit. Breathing here. When you're ready, you're going to step your right foot forward, drop the left knee down, and explore sinking into that front knee. We don't want to overbend, we don't want to overstrain that joint. What can we really still feel that the knee's just bending, but the weight is really over the hips and the back thigh. Stretching that front hip. And if you're ready, you might lift up the back knee, see if that changes the bend of the front knee. And then drop that knee down, sink the hips forward, and lift the chin. Push down with your hands to support the movement. And step back, plank pose. And let's go ahead into our full downward dog stretch now. Separate your feet a little wider apart than they just were. Separate your feet any wider, maybe wide as the mat, so you're covering the edges of your mat. Walk the hands back so the feet are flat if they're not already. And pull the belly muscles into the spine on the exhale. Drop the forehead. But almost lift the back ribs and shoulders slightly. Breathe deep. Spread your palms, spread your fingers, keep breathing. Use that spread of the hand to create more stability and support in your shoulders. Good, walk the hands all the way back. Inhale, round up. Pull the shoulder blades back, turn the palms forward as you pull the arms back. Breathe here, long breath. Right where you are, start to bend your knees. Keep breathing. Pulling the breath down into the body. On the exhale, draw the belly muscles back towards the spine. Breathe and broaden across the chest, the ribs and chest on the inhale. Good. Slide the hands down the legs. Walk the hands out on the mat, back to the front of the mat into a wide-legged down dog. Inhale, rock forward into your plank, shoulders over the wrist this time. Breathe and hold. Pull the belly muscles in on the exhale. If you'd like, you're going to take one limb away. You pick which limb. All right, let everything else maintain where it is. Good, we're going to switch. Maybe take a different limb away. Otherwise, keep holding. Maybe you can come down to your knees if you'd like a little bit more, less challenging. Put it back. Maybe take another limb away. If you want to do the full circuit. Maybe take the last limb away. They're probably not all at the same time. You're really just you're replacing the limb. Good. Come down to the knees and sit back and rest. Drop into your breathing. Really work on lengthening and pulling it down the back body. And as you pull the inhale down the back body, you get a long, deep breath so that your exhale, nice and slow, can lift from the belly muscles. Listen to your breath so the mind can inform the quality of your yoga. Good. Go ahead, walk your right hand out in front and sort of walk and thread your left arm under. So you're coming down to that left arm, left shoulder. Grab the needle pose. Come back up. Let's walk our left arm out in front so we can thread our right arm underneath. Breathe. Come back up to tabletop shape. From tabletop shape, pull your left knee forward. Lift your right knee up and back, and then lift your chin up. It's kind of like a pigeon, but it's narrow. You're going to drop that knee back, pull the knee back, let's switch sides, pull the right knee forward, lift the back knee up and lift the chin. Breathe. Downward facing dog pose. Melt the forehead. And exhale, pull the belly muscles up into the spine. Just stretch your fingers away from the heel of your hand. Walk your feet forward. Inhale, come up. Stretch the arms up high to the sky. Join your hand, but point your index, and let's tip our body over to your left. Breathe and fan out the side ribs as you squeeze the lower side, the left side. Inhale, back up. Second side. Inhale, back up. Lean back a little bit. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Rock up on the tippy toes. Sink back on the heels. Release your spine. You can bend your knees. Inhale, come up. Join your hands. Let's tip over to our left. Inhale up. Tip over to the right. Inhale up. Rock back. And then exhale, bow. Bend your knees so your belly funds your thighs. Inhale, flat back. Gently hover the heel. Exhale, sink the heel. Drop the body. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands together, let's exhale over to your left. Breathe here. Maybe turn the top shoulder forward and then turn it back. Come back up, let's go to the other side. Exhale over. Breathe here. Maybe turn the shoulder forward, top shoulder, and then turn it back. Come back up. Rock back, sinking the hips forward. Exhale, bow. Bend your knees a little, resting your belly on your thighs. Inhale, flat back. You can hover the heel. Exhale, sink the heel. One more like this. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, sink the heel. Release the spine. Push down with your left hand. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale it down. Push down with your right hand. Inhale, release the left arm up. Down again. Go ahead, step your right foot back, plant it down. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Breathe here. Pushing down through the legs, bend through that front knee as deep as you'd like, but listen for when there's pressure in the knee. Make sure the strength is in the quad. Keep planting the back heel, maybe getting a calf stretch. Good. Place the hands down. Step the back foot forward and change legs, sending the left foot back. Plant the heel down. Inhale, rise up. Push out through that front knee as much as you'd like, but make sure the strength is in the quad, not the knee. Keep the back heel planted as well for stability. Good. Plant the hands down. Step to the front of your sticky mat. Forward fold, resting your belly on your thighs. Push the left hand down. Inhale, swing the right arm up. You can straighten the right leg a little bit more. And let's switch sides. Push the right hand down. Swing the left arm up. Straighten the left leg a little bit. Good. Coming back down. Step back, plank pose. Good. Low plank. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Walk the feet forward. Inhale, roll up. Send your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Reach out with your left hand in the front. Reach back with your right hand in the back. Try to make a perfect line between the front and back edge of your mat with your arms. Looking out over the back fingertips. You turn the back palm up and then lift it up to the sky as you come back to center like a swing stroke, so that the right fingers are pointing to the front of the room. And then draw and shoot back as you twist the left side. The left fingers point to the back. In a twist. Turn the palm up, the back palm. Inhale, lift it up high. Swing stroke back. Good, let's try that again. So the left fingers are reaching forward. Turn and twist to the right. So like warrior two arms, looking back over the fingers. Turn the right palm up. Swim stroke like a rainbow overhead. Same thing. Now the right hand points forward. Twist so the left hand points back. Turn the palm up. Swim stroke. Good. Both hands reaching out in front. Bend the knees. Lift the heels. Start to lower down. Slow, like you're sliding your back down a wall. Pull your belly muscles into your spine. Listen to your knee joints. Don't overwork your knee joints. Let your knee joints support your practice, not let your practice harm your knees. Push down with your hands. Lift up through your tail. Lift up through your low back. Go up as high as you can on your tippy toes. Go ahead, lift up your right leg high into the sky. Bow your forehead down. Breathe here. This is called standing splits. Your back heel, your left heel can be on the ground or lifted. And then we're going to drop it back, the back leg back, and come up, warrior two pose. Breathe, warrior two. Focus on long, deep breaths. Good. Place those hands back down at the front of your mat and step to the front of your mat. Inhale, come all the way up. And reach the hands out in front again. Bend your knees as you lift your heels and slide your back down an imaginary wall. Listen to your knee joints. Good. Place the hands down. Push down on those blocks, down on the floor. Come up on your tippy toes. It's okay to keep those knees bent. And lift your left leg up as high as it'll go. Standing splits. Breathe into the ribs. Breathe into the back ribs. Slowly drop that lifted leg back down. Inhale, wheel up, warrior two. Breathe deep down the back of your spine. Place the hands on the floor. Step back, plank pose. Drop the left knee to the floor. Lift up with your chin. And step back to plank pose. Drop your right knee to the floor. Lift up with your chin. Back to plank pose. Let's come down onto our knees, and then our chest, and then our chin. Our tail's in the sky a little bit. Inhale, cobra. Lower down, keep using your cobra back, but lift your legs as well. Locust pose, this is called. You can hover the hands in the air as well if you'd like. I like to think of this as a penguin sliding on its belly on ice, but I think it's actually called locust pose. Good, really reach back through the toes this time. And push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, go ahead, stretch your left leg up high to the sky. You're gonna roll that hip open nice and big, dripping it over to that right side as best you can. Keep that left hand planted down on the mat. And let's swing that leg all the way through. Inhale, come up, warrior two again. Reach out as far as you can to the front edge, and then straighten your front leg, triangle pose. Breathe here in your triangle. Push down through the soles of the feet and pull the belly muscles back. As you exhale, as you inhale, broaden across your chest and collarbones. Bend your front knee. Listen carefully. Take both hands inside the front leg. You can turn that back heel up and start to lower down, maybe onto your elbows or your forearms or onto some blocks. That front knee is wide. It's called lizard pose. Deep hip opener here. Pull the breath down the back of your spine as you inhale. Pull the exhale up towards the spine from the belly. Good, downward facing dog. Inhale, stretch your right leg up high into the sky, pull it open and wide over to the left as best you can, hold it there. Keep pressing down through the right hand as you do it. Good, exhale, pull that leg all the way to the front of your mat. Inhale, wheel up, warrior two. Reach your warrior two to the front as far as it'll go. You're there, you're there. Just got the right leg in front now. Straighten the front leg, triangle pose. Press down and out through the soles of your feet. Use your exhales to draw the belly muscles into the spine. Use your inhales to open across the collarbones and chest. Good. Bend the front knee. Take the hands, maybe with or without the blocks, to the inside of the front leg, dropping the back knee down. Back heel will turn up. It's like a wide lunge. Your hands are inside the leg. So you get a deeper hip opener. You can maybe come down to an elbow or two elbows. I'm going to put my elbow on a block. Make sure the hip feels secure in the muscle as you go into the deeper stretch. Good. Place the hands down. Step back. Downward facing dog. Spread your palms and fingers as broadly as you will tonight. Feeling the muscle between the bones of the hands opening. Breathe down the back of your spine. Bend your knees a little bit in your downward dog, like a crouching cat. Walk the feet forward. Rest your belly against your thighs. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Press your palms against each other so the back of the neck rises. Gently look down at your fingertips a little bit. Open the back so you can breathe down the back of your spine. And shift our way over to our right foot. And draw your left toes back so you're on your left tiptoe behind you. Keep pressing the hands against each other. Keep looking gently down at your fingertips. And start to tip forward. You can keep that left toe on the ground. You've got 90% of the weight, 99% of the weight on your right foot, your standing leg. And for some, we might start to just bobble that back toe off the ground like a counterweight into our warrior three. Keep pressing the hands against each other, lifting up through the back body, breathing in through the back of your spine. Use the belly muscles to stabilize your core. And if you want, you can take one hand, doesn't matter which one, you get to choose. One hand to the floor, and you're going to pull the other shoulder towards the sky. Maybe switch. And then slowly come back up. Good. Let's come back to neutral mountain pose, just standing. Good job, good work, good stretch. Inhale, bring the arms up high, press the palms together and pull them down in front of the heart. Really keeping the palms suctioned against each other. You're just gently gonna let your gaze fall down. It's gonna help open the back, stabilize your core. Breathing into the back of the spine. You're going to shift your weight over to your left foot and just draw your right toe back so you're on your right toe. You're putting about 99% of the weight in that front leg as you tip forward. Maybe using that back foot as a counterweight to lift it off the ground. Doesn't have to, you can stay on the ground the whole time. Breathing any further into your warrior three. If you choose to, you might put one hand down. And lift the opposite shoulder. Maybe changing sides. And then slowly lower the lifted leg. Inhale back up. Good. One more time, just to center ourselves. Inhale, arms up. Press the palms together strongly and bring them down in front of your heart. If you can, you're going to keep the palms together and turn the fingers so the fingers point to the ground. And then reach down like you're sending your fingers down into the earth to open up the lats. That's the muscles around the back ribs. You're broadening your mid and upper back here as you reach your fingers down to broaden the shoulder blades. Breathe into that space that you've made. The core should be fairly toned here. Pull the back breath in and down the back of the spine. And slowly rise up to mountain pose, turning the palms to face open. Just breathing a couple inhales across the top of your chest. Try to grow the back of the neck, back of the skull. Keep breathing down the back of your spine. Let your skeleton open into your tallest. You're not struggling, you're not using your muscles to become tall. You're just letting your skeleton grow into its natural spaciousness. Not forcing anything. On your mat, let's take a nice wide stance to kind of close our standing poses, just to get a little bit of an inner thigh stretch. You're just going to tip your body over to your left side. Breathe here. And tip your body over to the right side. Breathe here. Back to center, gently sink the hips forward. Turn the heels in, bend your knees deeply, let your hands come down to the floor. Just shift the weight way into the right, and then shift the weight way into the left. Walk the hands to the front of your mat. Bend your knees into a squat pose. Breathe here. And then let's come down to kneeling. Keep breathing deep down the back of the spine. Kneeling pose, you can separate the feet and either sit between the feet or sit on blocks or block between the heels. Knees can be close together. Again, let your forehead be a little heavy. Keeping the shoulders off the ears and allowing yourself to breathe down the back of your spine. Breathe long and slow down the back of your spine. Let your forehead get a little heavier, even let your shoulders start to round forward. Really try to listen to this back body, this back of your spine area, and see if you can grow it a little bit longer, not forcing it, but just letting it. Finding space as you get more still and calm and relaxed in your body, just opening the body through passive awareness. If you can find some space, sit back upright without collapsing that space. Almost try to sit into a bigger sense of posture as you come back upright. Good. You're going to shift your weight onto your right shin. You can sit up again, sit as high as you need to on blocks, and so that your right shin is on the floor and your left foot is on the floor. So your left knee is pointing up in the air. It's like a half squat, half virasana, half kneeling pose. You can wrap your hands around your front shin and gently pull your belly towards that thigh, or pull the thigh towards the belly. Keeping the right hand on it, send your left hand out straight in front like you're going to shake someone's hand. Then slowly lift that left hand. So it's the knee that's up, is the hand that's up into the sky. Good. Now turn your body and reach back behind you. Good. Come back around. Listen carefully. You're going to take your left hand and come down to the floor. And drop your shoulder inside the thigh a little bit. This could be the end of the pose, just right here. If you want, you take your right hand behind your back. If you want, you take your left hand behind the shin, and maybe your hands find each other along the left side of your body. Ultimately, though, what you're working on is if you can make the bind, you can sit back upright, but you're really working on just sinking down inside that hip. Good, and then let's rock forward, come off of the pose. You're gonna put your left leg down, your left shin's down, and your right foot is flat. And you'll sit back on those blocks again. This is switching to the second side. Sit as high as you need to. Hold the shin, and you're going to pull the belly towards the thigh or the thigh towards the belly, keeping the foot flat. You might have to come a little closer, that's fine. So we can make some space. And then come back up. You're going to lift your right hand up. So the right knee is up, the right hand is up. And then you're going to turn and twist, taking that right arm back behind you. You're going to come back around. You're going to take the right hand down. You can put it on a block or a coffee table in front of you, or put it down on the floor and sink the right shoulder inside the right thigh and knee. This could be your pose. If you want, you take the left arm behind your back. If your left arm's behind your back, maybe you wrap your right arm around the shin and clasp your hands. Inhale back up. Come out of the pose. Cross your ankles and sit back. As you sit back, lower back. Come onto your backs with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Press down through your feet. Inhale, lift up, bridge. And lower down. Inhale, lift up, bridge. And lower down. Inhale, lift up, bridge. And lower down. If you want, you're gonna take blocks and put the blocks under your hips, or one block. We'll do an inversion. You keep your hips on the ground too, but lift the legs up into the sky. Just let them float. Don't work too hard. Just let the legs float in the air. Think about separating your toes, making space. Let's just again reconcentrate on breathing down the back of your spine. When you exhale, the belly muscles will fall into the low back. Let's do this for 10 deep breaths. Knees and lower the feet to the floor, removing any props. Take the left knee up and over for a twist.
Back to center, take the right knee up. And over for a twist. Back to center. Take both knees up. Gently press the thighs towards the belly. So then lower the feet down and stretch the legs out. Rest your hands on your belly or out by your sides. Just feel the breath moving down the back. You might feel this sense of movement, sensation of the back expanding into the floor as you inhale down the back of your spine. And on the exhale, feel the belly muscles fall towards the low back. Stretch your body. Take a comfortable seat on your mat. Namaste.